How you doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Craft Beer Corner, where we take a behind-the-scenes look at the craft beer world. As always, James Larson, joined with these two knuckleheads. We'll start here on my left, Drew Knutson from the Mellow Mushroom.
Good day.
And Kirk Hayden from Metro Studios. You know, guys like us don't necessarily need an excuse to drink beer, but this week, where we live, where this show is filmed, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, it's a very big week because it's Beer Week. It's the greatest week of the year.
How many times can you say that and not get tired of saying Beer Week?
Beer Week. And we're going to celebrate it.
Sounds fun.
Right now. So we've done our research. I know you're really excited for Beer Week. So who wants to start? We'll start with you. Talk a little bit about what's going on here in the city of Five Seasons.
Well, I know it's just not 1 or 2 days. It's a week. I know Kirk's got the dates for us, but I'm really excited about the events. I like how a lot of the breweries here in town have come together to make this happen. Yes, they do compete against one another. You know, they're trying to sell their beer, but this is all about celebrating everybody that makes beer in this great town, the heart of the heartland, as you like to say. And so yeah, and we've got a special beer to talk about a little bit later.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that because a few of the breweries got together to make this special beer that's not even released yet to the general public. We're going to try it first. But Kirk, you've got all the information of what's going on for Cedar Rapids Beer Week. So it sounds like fun, and I'm even told there's some Olympics in beer drinking. Does that really happen?
Yeah, and I have to start, James, because the fact that we're the first ones, outside of obviously the brewers that all collaborated on this beer, and we're the first ones to get to taste this, I mean, wow.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's what we do at the Craft Beer Corner.
Craft Beer Corner. You're right about that.
No, so, back to the Cedar Rapids Beer Week. May 11th through the 20th, so starting on Friday, and kicks off with the Brewer Olympics at Lion Bridge.
I've always wanted to be in the Olympics.
Yeah,
well, absolutely, and then attach beer to it. I mean, what better?
Right.
Maybe it'll be an event in the Olympics coming up.
You never know. You never know.
So hear that there's just going to be some competition going on some different levels with the Brewers starting at 5:30. And then lots of events then running throughout the week. Sunday, kind of a fun one, beer trivia at Thew Brewing, which is where we were last week. Had a great time out there with those folks, and who doesn't love trivia, right?
Oh, everybody loves trivia, and especially about beer.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's one. I feel a little smarter than when I'm watching Jeopardy at home with the cat. I feel a lot smarter doing beer trivia. Let me tell you.
So
that much
lots
for
of
sure.
events going on, and you know what? What really is exciting, and I think you'll go into this, is the name of this beer, 80% Hugging. I first heard that, and I'm like, what does that even mean?
Right.
Where'd they come up with a collaboration beer called 80% Hugging? You got the answer.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's fun about that word collaboration? After you get 2 or 3 beers in, it's one of the hardest words to say. So if I'm saying collaboration, I'm not 2 or 3 beers
You're
in.
okay. Yeah, exactly.
I'm okay so far.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I got to read them because I don't want to miss anybody. There were 7 brewers here in town in Cedar Rapids that put this beer together. Lion Bridge, House Brewery, Iowa Brewing, The Quarter Barrel, Thew Brewing, Third Base, and Backpocket, their pilot pub that they have here in town.
So let me ask you a question. That seems like a lot of cooks in the kitchen. This is pretty good. How do you think they put this all together? Did everybody share an ingredient? How did this happen?
Well, this is the 3rd year that they've done a collaboration for this event, the Cedar Rapids Beer Week. And the name, as Kirk said, 80% Hugging. Outside of this beer week, brewers, they're a very tight group of people, and they don't keep a lot of secrets themselves. They need a lot of help from one another, depending on how a beer is doing and things of that nature. So yeah, they're really a big family. There's no animosity between people, and so that's where they came up with the name 80% Hugging, because everybody just at the end of the day, they're a big family, and they hug it out.
Now, I'll be honest, it wasn't easy for us to get our hands on this because, again, as we're filming this podcast, nobody's tried this, like Kirk said, besides the brewers themselves. So, guys, we've sampled it. I liked it right away. Okay, this is right up my alley. But, Kirk, you're kind of our resident expert here as far as the tasting goes. And what do you think so far of the 80% Hugging, besides the great name? You got to love the name.
You got to love it. You know what? It took a couple of drinks for me. First, when you poured it, I'm like, I didn't know it was an IPA.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a Northeast IPA, cloudy, hazy. And you said, no, it's a golden ale. And so, all right, got to refocus the brain here. And it's a serious mango.
5.6% ABV, and fermented mango.
Yeah.
So you got a lot going in there. A golden ale is usually a lot softer on the palate. This one's going to be a little jumpy on the palate, not by a hop standpoint, but just by a flavor, by that mango flavor, that citrus flavor.
It reminds me, when you say citrus, this is kind of the equivalency of almost an orange juice for a beer. I mean, not fully, but it kind of has that with the citrus taste to it. I love it. I could see a good tailgating beer, an early morning beer, but I like it. The more I drink it, the more I like this beer. It's good stuff.
This might be something I would have with pancakes.
Yeah, I was thinking eggs. I was thinking eggs and hash brown. So same family. It's really good. And guys, we're lucky here in the state of Iowa. People sometimes on either coast make fun of Iowa, but you had a stat of how many breweries there are right here in the Hawkeye State.
This was probably a couple of weeks ago. There were 90. And just a few years ago, there were like 25.
Yeah.
So it's growing at a very, very fast pace. And we just had a brand new brewery reach out to us last night, say, "Hey, we're interested in what you guys are doing for brewers," and they're starting a brewery up in Ames. So excited to see that. So we'll be at 91 now or 92.
Right.
I mean, this is really taken off. And
Wait
it's
till
all
we start
local.
Wait till we start our brewery.
We should, because we seem to know it all on this show, especially that one over there, pointing to Kirk. But we should. That would
Right in your bed. Let's start
fun.
in your, like any good rock band, right? Where did they get their start?
In the garage.
Absolutely.
And
we'll just start it in your garage.
The problem is he'd end up drinking all of our profits. That's the problem. Hey, guys, this is going to be a fun week celebrating beer. And I know this podcast goes all over the country and for the world, for that matter. But if you're in Eastern Iowa, check it out. Can you give them a website? What website did you get all that information?
This is GoCedarRapids.com.
Okay.
Go to CedarRapids.com. You'll see the beer week. You'll find all the information. There is so much more going on. We try to keep this show short, so we just picked out a couple of the favorites that we thought looked interesting. But there's so much more to find and to participate in.
And I think, the whole event, obviously, everybody's going to be touting all of their beers, right? You come to their place, they're going to have ales and lagers and stouts and everything. What's unique about this collaboration beer is that everybody had a hand in it. I think everybody should try it. I think it's really, really good.
It is really good.
I enjoy it.
And before we wrap up, you're the guy who does the rating around here. And I don't call him Mr. Grumpy Pants anymore. I call him Mr. Grumpy Pants. So, but you like this beer? Can you give your rating on this thing?
And again, a golden ale, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's just very, very solid for me.
A lot of flavor, too. A lot of flavor.
Flavor.
We got to give a shout out to Lion Bridge.
Yeah.
That's where we went out. And all of these breweries, other than the Backpocket Pilot Pub, all of these other breweries that we noted will have this beer at their tap room. But thank you, Quentin from Lion Bridge, for helping us out get that beer early. And we're enjoying it.
We literally had to bang on the door. He brought our producer and camera person, Danielle, down there, and they went down and they basically, you kicked the door down and said, "Hey, we need this beer." So thanks for doing that. And in wrap up, Kirk, I'm going to have this last question for you. We got about a minute to go here, but I've had a lot of breweries, restaurants, and fans of the show. They want us to try certain things, or they want us to go here or go there. What's the best advice you can give to that person that's watching this saying, "Hey, I've got a place for you to go," or "Hey, I brew beer"? Where can they tell us to go, if you will?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we could give out your phone number, James, and they could call you, but you probably wouldn't answer.
No.
But reach out to us on our Facebook page. We certainly want to hear everybody's comments and thoughts about what we're doing. These are just our opinions, right?
Right.
Reach out to us, and we'd like to certainly share the great things that I think local Iowa brewers are doing, and they continue to make new beers and have new releases. It's not like, hey, here's this brewery and they're just making these 3 beers and that's all they're going to ever do for the rest of the known universe. They're making new stuff all the time.
Let's end this. I got to get ready for the Olympics.
Okay, I do too, but hey, I want you to end this with something very important. We all like to drink, everybody on this dais, but there's one thing we don't want to do.
No, you don't drink and drive. Uber. So easy anymore.
So easy,
cabs, your friend, designated driver,
ex-wife,
so many.
Your neighbor,
sure, why not?
So
many different options. Yeah, don't take the risk.
Cedar Rapids Beer Week. Check it out. Go to GoCR. We've also got a link right here. You see how I did that? I made Daniel work a little extra. Sorry about that. For Kirk Hayden and Drew Knutson, I'm James Larson. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Craft Beer Corner, where we're making beer drinking great again.